guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Ethan here. How you doing?
Do it.
Oh shit. That was so fucking loud. Oh my god. What if I threw up with that?
Hi guys. Ethan here. 안녕하세요. 명희성이라고 합니다. Hola está tudo, manos.
Hi guys, my name is Briyanna. Hola mi gente, me llamo Briyanna. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 Briyanna입니다.
You speak Korean better than Oli London.
Exploit my mans like that.
Hey Brianna. For how long have you been to Korea before?
So I've been in Korea for almost a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a long time for my first time being there.
Mm-hmm. Which city were you in, Brianna?
So my first stop in Korea was Busan.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in Busan for a while, I believe a little over a week. And then I traveled up to Seoul and stayed in Seoul there for a little while. I visited my friend in Osan for a day, actually. It wasn't that long. And then I went back to Busan to hang out with the rest of my friends for the duration of my stay.
If you need to choose one city to recommend it, which city would you choose?
Ooh. It just depends on your style. Like if you're looking for more like a city type of feel, like New York City type of feel, then I would suggest Seoul because Seoul is very similar to New York City. But if you're looking more for a relaxed kind of vibe, I would say Busan. Or even Suncheon. No, I'd say Busan. Busan is nice because it's like everybody there is actually really nice. I would say, like especially for my first time there, I kind of assumed them to be a little bit rude, but people in Busan were very accommodating.
How about Ulsan? How was it?
Busan, Busan's kind of boring.
Did you get any racism issue, or how do you think about racism issue in Korea?
So in Korea, I kind of expected to experience a little racism because it's a very homogeneous country. But I didn't experience it. I feel like everybody there was nice to me. Busan people were nice. Seoul people were nice. Especially, where was it? Especially in Seoul and Busan when I went to get my hair done and my nails done. The people there were super duper nice, and I was telling them stories about like New York City and stuff since that's where I'm from. But no, racism, no, like I did get a few stares here and there on the train, but it was usually from like the older generation. But it wasn't anything like malicious or anything. They were just
Oh, okay. They're just curious.
really. Yeah.
Obviously, I get that kind of stare in Europe often because they think I'm a yellow unicorn.
You are a yellow unicorn.
Is it hard to make Korean friends in Korea as a foreigner?
Absolutely not. I don't think so. Because a lot of these Korean, especially the younger generations, they want to be friends with you. Okay, this sounds really terrible, but they want to be friends with you to kind of like practice their English speaking.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, at least I think so. I didn't experience this, but from like videos that I've seen, like they only seem to want to, like especially when you go clubbing and stuff like that, they'll come up to you and they try to practice speaking their English.
Yo,
It's
free
funny.
English teacher.
I know, right? English lessons, what? But no, as for making friends, I don't think it's very hard because I have a lot of friends sprinkled throughout Korea. It's not hard to make friends, especially ones that speak English. Like, it's not hard. It's just a little harder when they only speak Korean, and it's a shame because it's like you both want to be friends, but it's really like the language barrier is just really strong.
Oh, okay. If someone speak English a bit and if you put some effort on it, so you can make Korean friends easily, right? Even as a foreign friend. Okay. Okay.
It's even better if you do know a little bit of the language too, because being friends with them, you can practice more. It's kind of like a language exchange kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say it's not like business, but still, you guys can help each other. You can
That's what
help
friends
them.
do.
Yeah. Did Korean boys avoid you because you are a foreigner?
Absolutely not. If anything, it made them talk to me even more.
Oh, how do you think about nightlife in Korea?
I love it. I love it so much. Like literally, I've never seen a group of people party hard and work hard. Like here in New York City, or just let's just say America in general, it's you work hard, during the week, and then it's like you get to play on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But in Korea, literally, they work hard and play hard every single day of the week, and I'm here for it. Kind of went to the club a little early. Like, I went there around like 10 p.m. So it was like me and my friend that was there. But then, of course, like as the time went by, like a lot of people started like coming in. My friends that I ended up, meeting up at a second club, they literally had work the next morning,
Mm-hmm.
and they were clubbing till like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Whoa.
And she had to be at work for 9. I'm just like, yo.
Korean people are touchy?
No. Absolutely not. Those people don't even shake hands, guys. Yeah. They don't shake hands. What?
We don't hug.
Yeah, I noticed. I mean, unless you're like really close friends with somebody, then of course they'll give you a hug. But like, touchy? No, not at all.
But I think we're touchy to the same gender.
Yeah, for sure.
To guy to guy and girl to girl.
Yeah, Korean dudes are something else. Y'all are a little too touchy, dog. I'm just like, oh, okay. Girls all like literally will hold each other's hands, will give each other hugs and stuff like that. But it's not that serious. But it's because you're close with each other. You feel comfortable, you feel safe with each other.
Yeah.
That's the only time I can think of like Korean people actually like being touchy.
And how do you think about Korea Boo, K-Boo?
Y'all need to stop immediately. Please stop. Get some help. Because I mean, it's one thing to love a culture. You know what I mean? It's okay to like other cultures, but just don't forget who you are.
Okay.
You're
a foreigner. Don't forget.
Yeah, like you're still a foreigner. You're not Korean.
How do you think about Korean beauty, like cosmetic, compared to Western one?
So Korean makeup styles, I do prefer a little bit more than Western style, because in the Western world, we tend to take on the makeup a lot, and I don't like stuff like that, because I like to have, I like my skin to be able to breathe. But with Korean cosmetics, now see, I can't say I have a problem with this, because it's like Korea is a very homogeneous country. So it's like they make products and stuff that cater to their own people. Like, yes, I've seen videos on YouTube where it's just like, oh, Korea needs a bigger shade range in like their foundations and stuff like that. But it's like at the same time, you have to think about this. Like, literally, people in Korea are almost the same complexion. Like, they have a very specific range that is on the lighter end. So it's like, you as a foreigner, you can't come into somebody's country and expect them to cater to you because you're new there, because you're a foreigner. Like, no. Countries cater to their own people.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever I hear people complaining about like their shade range and stuff like that, I'm just like what do you really want them to do? Like, why would they go and make out a whole shade range for darker colored people when there's not that many darker colored people living in Korea? Like, it just makes no sense. Like,
yeah,
if you
compared
want stuff
to
like that,
Korean people, we don't have that many darker skinned people, I would say.
I like some of their products, like their eyeshadows, very buildable. Their eyeliners and stuff like that. Even their hair care products. I like their hair care products a lot. So skincare product is universal. So yes, about that. Cosmetic wise, if you're like my skin complexion, even a little bit lighter and stuff like that. Like, if they don't have your shade range, get your foundation and concealer and stuff like that from like
your country, your own country.
Basically, like if you're coming to Korea, like take that stuff from your own country and bring it there.
How do you think about Korean fashion when you compare it to Western fashion? Men's fashion and women's fashion?
In my honest opinion, I would prefer Korean fashion over like Westerner fashion, because I feel like Korean fashion, it's more stylish, I would say. Like, with Western fashion, certain clothing items, it's just too much. Like, either too provocative or it's just too much going on. But like Korean fashion is like, they do a good job accommodating to certain aesthetics, like cutesy aesthetic, sexy aesthetic. They just have so many different types. So I personally would prefer Korean fashion. Like, a lot of the clothes that I have now come from Korea. Yeah, a lot of like my clothes and my products come from Korea. But for men's fashion, I mean, Korean men's fashion is actually really nice. I'm not gonna lie, like they know how to dress really well. Like that entire country is very stylish. Especially
Okay.
if you go to Seoul, Seoul people really know how to dress. Like they remind me of my city, New York City. You know,
Okay.
like different types of aesthetics, like all brought together to create like
Mm-hmm.
that specific city. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so your opinion is, except Ethan, most of guys know how to dress.
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
happy to hear that, bitch. How do you think about Korean food?
I love it. It's one of my main reasons for going there. To get
Yummy,
the
yummy.
authentic
Get in
food.
your tummy. Can you please tell me the pros and cons of living in Korea as foreigner?
So,
Mm-hmm.
as a foreigner, a pro, of course, would be the food.
Oh,
Good tasting food.
yummy,
Literally.
yummy.
And I feel like healthier food necessarily because a lot of these local restaurants, it's like
Mm-hmm.
home cooked meals.
Yeah, true.
And that's exactly what it tastes like. Especially when you go to like the really traditional ones where you're like sitting on the floor and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those slaps. I love it. Um, Another pro would be the method of transportation. So honestly, it depends on where you're coming from. Like for me, I'm coming from New York City,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like transportation everywhere else is better than New York
Mm.
City. So in Korea, I feel like their subways are a lot cleaner and safer. It's a lot of good things about Korea that I can keep talking about. But let's talk about a con.
Mm-hmm.
One of the major cons that I actually have is the language barrier. Like the
Mm.
language barrier isn't like as extreme as I thought it would be, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I didn't have a hard time because I started self-studying like months on end before I
Mm-hmm.
traveled to Korea, so I kind of had like a broad idea of like, you know, the language and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to Korea like not knowing anything at all, then you might have a problem. Like the younger generation, especially in Seoul, like they speak English. Like I went to many cafes and stuff like that, and you know they'll start off speaking in Korean,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know of course I'd say something in Korean back, but then you know to order stuff I was having trouble, so then I started speaking English to them, and they'll be like, oh, you know, and then they continue the conversation in English. So if you're in Seoul, then you shouldn't really have a major problem, but I still do recommend learning the language.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the older generations, then that language barrier is going to be really tough because a lot of them do not speak English at all.
Mm.
The only thing they probably know in English is probably hello.
Hello.
That's the only thing. So I don't know. The language barrier is like a serious thing. So I would recommend like if you do choose to, you know, visit Korea for a
Mm-hmm.
week or two or something like that, um, you know, do pick up some of like the important phrases that'll help you kind of survive while you're out there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Briyanna.